Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Thursday, January 29th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 59. In hour two of today's show, we'll talk about the quarterbacks at the Senior Bowl. Matt Flynn breaks down all six of them, tells you who has performed the best out of that group. A little bit later on in the show, we'll have our Munchie segment with LSU Executive Chef Michael Johnson. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number two of Off the Bench, live from Mobile, Alabama at the Panini Senior Bowl, brought to you by First American Bank and Trust, starts now.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour two of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane studio.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Panini Senior Bowl. Our coverage brought to you by First American Bank and Trust. And we are very excited to have Tyren Montgomery join us now. Receiver from John Carroll, somebody we've talked about all morning long. And Tyren, man, first off, before we get to your story, which is it's an incredible story, congratulations, man, so far on performing here at the Senior Bowl. And, man, I played in this game 18 years ago, so a long time ago, but I still remember the pressure of being here playing in this game, man, and you have certainly risen to the top the first 2 days.
Yeah.
Has it been exciting, nerve-wracking? Like, how has this experience been for you coming from John Carroll?
I wouldn't say nervous is the right word. I think more anxious.
Yeah.
You know, coming from a D3 school, I think I just want to show the scouts and show all the guys that, you know, just because I'm a D3 guy doesn't mean I'm a D3 player, and I just want to show that I can hang with the best of them, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tyren, so yesterday after practice, so you made some great plays the first day. And I was like, all right, cool, making some great plays. Then come out the second day, do the same thing. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching. Of course, you're making like the big plays that everybody kind of sees and that are kind of making the rounds right now. But I watched you yesterday, route running, crisp route running, everything, like all the little things. Even when you didn't get the ball, it looked really good. So I'm like, afterwards, I'm like, all right, let's look up this guy's story. Like, where is he from? Like, where is John Carroll? Like, you know, this is, and so we started looking up the story. And so, we're ESPN in Baton Rouge. So and I was like, man, this guy's got some, he's from the Woodlands. He's from the Houston area. And then I started looking up the story, and it's an incredible story. And so we kind of told our listeners in Louisiana kind of about the story of how you made it to John Carroll and how you made it to the Senior Bowl.
Right.
And it all started with basketball, right?
Yeah.
So you're a basketball player, no football.
No football at all.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so you grew up in around the Woodlands area, and you actually were at LSU for a semester. Yeah. Isn't that right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
And so you were walking on basketball team.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what year was that?
2019.
2019. Fantastic. And so
Pretty good year for LSU.
yeah, football-wise, right?
Football-wise, yeah.
That's awesome. And so how did the whole, all right, basketball's been my life. I'm good at basketball. I'm trying to do this and that. You leave LSU and you go back home. And then all of a sudden you decide, hey, let's just try a new sport.
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
So the reason why I had to go back home was my mother got sick.
Okay.
So I had to come home. And, you know, it was around the COVID era. So a lot of stuff was shut down, and the vision for basketball was no longer it. So I was just going to try to get a job and just try to find my way in life. And, you know, with COVID, you couldn't even do that. So then one day, me and my brother, we was in the backyard throwing the football around. He was like, look, bro, you might as well do this. You ain't got nothing else to do with your life. So I'm like, I guess why not? So then I started, like, working out, running routes with my brother. He taught me how to run. My first ever route which was a slant route. I didn't know how to do any of that stuff at the time. So then I ended up enrolling into the University of Houston. I tried to walk on there, but, you know, around COVID time, a lot of guys got that COVID year, so they came back.
Right.
So they told me there was no more roster spots available for me. So then I was like, well, I got to figure out a way of how, you know, I can get some tape, because I don't have any high school tape to get on the college roster. So then I ended up uploading some routes on air onto Facebook, and there was a guy named Eddie Franca who has a flag football team out of Miami, Florida. He was like, look, bro, we got a tournament in Vegas. You might as well come out. Let's see what you got. So I went out there, I did my thing, and I ended up getting the opportunity to be on the Olympics for flag football.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they told me if I were to do that, I would lose all my college eligibility.
Oh, yeah, right.
And I was like, my goal wasn't to play flag football, like play college football. So then Eddie Franca actually knew a guy named Deuce Schwartz. Deuce Schwartz is the offensive quality control coach for the 49ers.
Right.
And at the time, he was at Mizzou. So I formed like a highlight tape together of my flag football clips. Eddie helped me get it to Deuce, and Deuce sent it to like Mizzou and a couple other schools, and a lot of schools were all interested in me, but the only thing was that I never put on shoulder pads a day in my life.
Right, yeah, you put out some flags and that's about it.
Yeah, so it made sense, it was valid. So then my film ended up getting to Nickel State, and that was my first school I was at in 2022. So they took the chance on me. I walked on there. The first year I was there, I was ineligible because I switched my major like 4 or 5 times in school, and I didn't have enough credits towards the designated major. So 2023 year came around, still a walk-on. I was a starter at the beginning of the season. I ended up missing the game because I had an ankle injury. I had sprained my right ankle. So once I came back, I kind of just lost my spot. Like, you know how that goes. Yeah. So then I had to figure out what to do. So I entered the transfer portal, and the NCAA told me that I had no more D1 eligibility left. So I was like, well, I kind of got to go down. I only had D2, D3 years left. Right. So then
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that was possible.
I didn't even know that was like something you only had so many in this, but you could go down.
Yeah, and they said that because since I enrolled into college, my clock has started. And I've always been a full-time student.
Gotcha.
Right. So then Eddie, the same guy who ran the flag football team, knew my head coach, Jeff Behrman, who's now the head coach for Bucknell at John Carroll. Yeah. And Coach B hit me up and was like, look, Ty, like, we love your film. Like, within the first 30 seconds, he knew, like, he wanted me as a player. And I don't know if people know this, but John Carroll has over 40-plus alums in the NFL.
Yeah, we were going down the list. Don Shula, London Fletcher. I played against one. He was a dog. I mean, you had incredible
Did you have to do like us, though, when you started talking to him? Like, all right, we got to Google this. We got to see where John Carroll is.
I started Googling it. And, a lot of people don't know about that school. And I saw, like, Nick Casario, Frank Ross. It's like people down the street that's John Carroll alums, and then they play with my head coach as well. Brian Polian is my AD, who is now the new
head coach.
Yeah,
he was the LSU
coach
for
now.
a little bit.
Yeah. So then he sold me on that, and then after that, I'm like, shoot, I'm going to John Carroll. He can help me get to the NFL.
That's right.
Then the rest was history after that.
Yeah. How was that going up to Ohio? It's in the Cleveland area, right?
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's just too cold. Coming from Houston, going to Cleveland, that's just a big weather shocker for me. But, I mean, other than that, I had a great time up there, and, it just was a blessing to my coaches to, take the chance on me and let me, like, mess up to learn the game. Because, I really had to get my feet wet, and I think once they let me do that, it just.
And you were there for 2 years, right?
Yeah, I was there for 2 years. Yeah.
Man,
so like we've seen the NFL basketball players that were college basketball players that never really played that go and have success in the NFL. Well, you've kind of been playing now. You've been playing football. How was it like the first time you put that helmet on, that shoulder pads? You said your brother taught you how to run a slant route in the yard. You know what I mean? Like that had to been like a steep learning curve because it's even the basketball players in college that have gone to play in the NFL. At least they played high school ball. You know what I mean? But like first time out. Yeah. Like how was it? Like were you able? Like how was your coach? Did you have any coaches that were just like this guy was like a catalyst for me to like learn the position?
Well, first off, when I first put on shoulder pads, I remember I was in the locker room and I asked the guys, like, how do I get my arm
Where's
in here?
the strap?
Yeah, like, how do I put the strap? I got a few trainers that helped me along the way. Footwork King, he's actually a football trainer out in Houston, Texas. And then there's another trainer named Tim Boutte with 369 Sports and Fitness. He helped me along the way. But as far as in, like, releases and stuff like that, I kind of just... When I got to Nichols, they used to call me YouTube because a lot of the stuff I picked up was off of YouTube. Yeah. Now, as far as in like learning the smarts of the games, my receiver coaches along the way and my head coaches, I used to send them like text messages 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, just asking them like, how do I learn this route concept? Or I'll watch old spring clips of people that it wasn't even me. It was just other players in the past and just will learn from their mistakes and just, take what they did right and take what they did wrong and apply it to my game. So, I knew what to do once I got in the game. So I think just over time, I think applying myself and using the resources around me, because that's one thing I didn't do in basketball. I always kind of just let my athleticism get by. And I think once I failed in basketball, I knew exactly what to do correctly once I got to football. Like I had to use the people around me that were willing to help me. So I think that's just what helped me overall.
So you went to another All-Star game, correct? You went to the American Bowl, and that's how they heard about you. I think Drew Fabianich was telling us this story that he started getting calls. Hey, Drew, like, you've got to have this guy down in Mobile. Look, I know he played Division III, but just trust me, you got to have him down here. So for you go to that game, you probably think that that's it, and you're just going to continue to get ready for the draft, and probably didn't think you'd end up here in Mobile.
Yeah, so, I mean, shout out to Coach Scott Phillips first because, he's the director at the American Bowl. So, I just want to thank him for letting me come out there and do my thing. Once that happened, I'm a big, journalist guy. I like to manifest and put all my goals and stuff into my journal. And I write it as if it already happened. Right. So I think the main thing for me was, I just believed in myself. I went out there and did my thing. And I remember the morning of the American Bowl game, Coach Scott called me and was like, hey, you ready to catch some passes for me today? And I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, good, because you just got an invite to the Senior Bowl. And I was like, oh, my heart dropped for a little bit. Right. I was like, okay, everything I've been asking for is really happening. So, it's a blessing that I'm here. I mean, I want to thank Coach Drew for, letting me come here and just showing my abilities and showing, everybody that, I can hang with the best of them, even though I've just been playing for 2.5 years. So. Yeah.
The old saying, iron sharpens iron, right? Yeah. So you're getting a chance to sharpen your skills and learn different release techniques, getting in and out of break techniques against the best of the best, right?
Yeah,
you can't get any better than this competition right here.
Right.
How do you think you've improved, through the American Bowl and then this week? It's going against the best. Right. You got one thing to do. There's only one option. You get better or you get beat, right? So have you, what you've seen this week, do you see yourself improving already?
Yeah, I see myself improving big time. Coming from Division III, you don't really see press man coverage at all. Especially with me, I got a lot of cloud coverage or three-man coverage on me. They backed off me. So coming out here, it was I won some reps, I lost some reps, but the reps that I've really learned the most from the reps that I lost, because it's okay, I know exactly what to do next time, or when I go back home, I know what part of my games I need to clean up. It's just I haven't really been able to test my releases against man coverage and stuff like that because I don't see that at all the 2 years I've been playing at John Carroll. So, I just been, not beating myself up about it. These guys are talented as well, and I just, I got to take it for what it is and just keep improving my game, keep elevating.
What have the meetings been like for you? All 32 teams are here, and obviously they want to get to know you, and I'm sure you've had to tell your story a couple of times here before. But what's some of the feedback that you've gotten maybe from some of the coaches after being here a couple of days and doing really well?
That we all bleed red, we all the same.
Right.
Just because I'm Division III, don't look at it
sure.
Oh, this guy's from SEC or he's from ACC, and just look at it that's just another player across from you that just wearing a different color helmet. So, the main thing at first, before we even started practices, was that the coaches just wanted to see I guess how I was going to compete, if I was going to hold my own, and I feel like so far, I've been doing that, so, I just been trying to be a man of my word.
Yeah.
Well, certainly keep learning from the bad reps, because that's how you get better, and keep making the plays that are there. And I love what you said about you like writing things down. You like the power of the mind, like the power of believing. And so what's your journal says next for you?
So I had 3 steps. Once I got the American Bowl invite, it was the American Bowl, the Senior Bowl, and then the Combine.
Yeah.
So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm gonna just get ready for Pro Day and just get ready for the draft and get ready for the next chapter in life.
Yeah. Well, I think from what we've seen, get ready to put on an NFL helmet.
Yeah, man, congratulations on not only just getting here, but getting here and then performing really well. And I know you still got a practice today. I know you want to go out there and do the same thing. You got a game coming up on Saturday, so you've got room to continue to build that resume. But so far, man, you've done everything you've got to do to impress all 32 teams here. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
man. Thank you.
Tyren Montgomery, good enough to join us here.
Yeah, good luck.
Again,
keep it up,
man. From John Carroll. Great story. All right, we will take a break. More OTB when we come back here live from the Panini Senior Bowl.
Off the bench.
All right, go to getgordon.com today. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. When you go to the website, remember you can have a chat with a live agent right there on the homepage. And you can check out cases that they can handle for you in the courtroom. Past client results already that they've done in Louisiana. If you want to find them on social media, remember it is at GetGordon. That is always going to be the handle on Facebook, on Instagram, on X. And you can check out like what they're doing in the local communities. Also, you can check out what they're doing with the G team. A lot of new members I would expect coming here pretty soon on that G team. And remember, anywhere in Louisiana, if you want to pick up the phone, give them a call. It is very easy. All you have to do, no matter where you're listening to us in Louisiana, put your area code followed by the 8s. It's 888-8888. In Shreveport, Monroe, Alexandria, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Houma, Lafayette, it does not matter. Put your area code followed by the 8s. Get Gordon and get it done.
Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn. Live from the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl in Mobile. Presented by First American Bank and Trust.
All right, welcome back in. It is OTB. I want to remind you about our friends over at Ochsner. If you're looking for a fresh start this spring, Ochsner Eat Fit is bringing back alcohol-free for 40, a simple 40-day reset designed to help you sleep better, boost your energy, and feel your best. This isn't about giving up anything forever. It's about seeing how your body responds when you take a break and let it recharge. When you sign up, you'll get access to pre- and post-challenge metrics like body composition and blood pressure, so you can actually see the changes over 40 days. Participants often report better sleep, clearer skin, more focus, and brighter moods. Sometimes in just the first couple of weeks. Registration is now open, and you can learn more and sign up at alcoholfreefor40.com and hit reset with Ochsner Eat Fit. That was pretty fun. Tyren Montgomery, John Carroll, Division III receiver with an incredible story that started at LSU.
And it started at LSU. If you are just tuning in and you missed the interview we just had with Tyren Montgomery, I would do yourself a favor and go watch it. You can like fast forward through our voices if you want. Just go listen to him speak and tell his story. You talk about perseverance and the power of the mind and the power of your mindset and belief and painting a picture in your head of a goal and not just taking like the easy road and like what's right in front of you. He had a goal in mind when he first decided to go the football route. How incredible was it? We were just talking about this at break. The kid was offered to go be on the Olympic team for flag football.
Yeah.
The Olympic team. He had never played tackle football in his life. And he just started by playing catch with his brother. All of a sudden, he's getting told no because of COVID. You can't. There's no roster spots, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. You've never played tackle football. Like, why would we make a roster spot for you?
Right.
And he gets offered to play on the Olympic flag football team.
Which, like, the Olympics is every kid's dream.
And guess what? He turned him down.
Yeah, because he said that would mess up my eligibility.
Because you're not eligible anymore.
You probably would be now.
Right.
But back then in 2021.
Yeah. He said, no, that's not where I want to go with this. I want to go to a place that everybody's telling me no right now. But anyway, you can check out that interview on our socials on YouTube. It was great. And we're cheering for him. Hard not to cheer for that guy.
I am rooting for him no matter where he goes, even the Raiders. How about that? Even the Raiders, I'd root for that guy.
I would too.
Man, what a great story. Great young man. I love the journal stuff, and great question by you. He's like, I write down my goals even before they happen, and like things that I am saying are going to happen. like who American Bowl, Senior Bowl, Combine. Not many people get the invite from the American Bowl to the Senior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
East-West Shrine Game, yeah, sure, that happens all the time.
Yep.
The American Bowl, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what the hell the American Bowl is.
Never heard of it.
I know the Hula Bowl, and I know
RIP?
East-West Shrine. I don't even know if the Hula Bowl's a thing anymore. You're
Yep.
right. I ain't never heard of the American Bowl.
I wonder what we got to look at what the American Bowl is.
He goes out there and then gets an invite because Drew Fabianich, I don't know if you remember, Matt, but on Monday he told us like about the guy that's like, hey, yeah, they kept telling me you got to have this guy in Mobile, but obviously we didn't know who it was at the time. Fast forward here on Thursday, we definitely know who it is. So it's a great story. It's a great example of betting on yourself, not giving up, not taking no for an answer, and believing that you are the person you think you can be. And remarkable story because he is out here cooking DBs that are power forward DBs, guys that are going to hear their name in April's draft in Pittsburgh. And hopefully he gets that combine invite. Hopefully they don't overthink it and they give him an opportunity to go shine on that stage.
Yeah, I think he'll be there.
I hope so. You know, sometimes the NFL and the combine invites are.
Yeah, and again, like, look, everybody can make a play. Everybody can make a highlight film and look good. Like any quarterback can make a highlight film, no matter what your age is, and look like Joe Montana for a few plays.
Yeah.
So like the kid can go. You can go make a play.
Yeah.
At the Senior Bowl, but to consistently do it.
Right.
To consistently be the one that the play you make is the one that everybody on your team loses their mind and starts dancing.
He had 2 of those in a row yesterday.
Yeah, 2 of them
to end practice
after having it the first day as well.
Yeah.
But it's just not that. It's not a fluke. It's the route running. It's the consistency. Yeah. And how many 22-year-olds, I don't know how old he is, 23, 24, whatever he is, how many have that mindset of just what he's doing? So good for him. Wish him luck.
Yeah, and you said it, and it's a good point. Like Antonio Gates played high school football. Antonio Gates was recruited by Coach Saban to play at Michigan State. He actually signed with him. Jimmy Graham played high school football. Like all these guys played high school football. They knew how to put the pads on. They knew there's straps and I got to buckle this
up.
It's
so funny. At Nichols, he's like had to ask people on the team how to put the shoulder pads on.
He's over there YouTube.
Where's my arm going?
Shoulder pads. So completely different story than even those guys.
That's right. And that's the other thing. He said his nickname at Nichols, I believe, was YouTube.
Yeah.
Because he was YouTubing releases and YouTubing tops of routes and how to put pads on. That was the nickname.
Man, very cool, very cool. Rooting for Tyren Montgomery to get that combine invite, and like Matt said, I hope he truly gets that opportunity to go to Indy and showcase what he can do there. I don't even know. I don't know how he would test, but he deserves to at least have the opportunity to go out there and do that. And hope he finds his way. I think he for sure gets into a camp. Hope he finds his way to hearing his name in the April draft coming up in Pittsburgh. So very cool story. Certainly somebody that's been a standout here at the Senior Bowl. I mean, walk-on LSU basketball player to walk-on player at Houston to flag football to, putting together flag football highlights to send to tackle football coaches.
No, an attempted walk-on at Houston. Didn't even get it.
That's right. He didn't even get the opportunity.
They said, nah, bro. We got these people with the COVID years.
Was it Nichols as well there for a little bit? Got Wally pipped, he said. Lost his spot because of injury.
Yep, I know. Know how it goes.
He could have quit about 5 different times. Did not. So he's definitely been a star, not only in the national team, but here in Mobile. What about some other players that stand out to you? Because another smaller school guy that we had on the show on Monday, Cole Payton, has made some really good plays. Now, he's a lefty. It's hard to find a lefty where you're like, oh, man, that looks smooth. It doesn't happen very often.
Yep.
Even the really good lefties does not really look smooth. It looks different coming out of their hand. But I feel like he has elevated himself. He's made some really good throws, some tight window throws, some back shoulders, some throws to the tight end where he's throwing it to the back of the helmet of the defender, allowing his guy to go make a play. He made 2 or 3 of those over the last couple of days. I looked it up. He's actually projected to be a 4th-round pick.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He certainly looks the part. He's kind of got some jacked arm muscles. My only fear,
6'2", 230.
My one knock on him, he kind of looks like he might have a six-pack. And we all know that there's no good quarterbacks that have a six-pack. So maybe not do so many sit-ups. I don't know. It's not confirmed.
Yeah,
I just kind of got that feeling.
His is North Dakota strong, though. So maybe he got a six-pack from, carrying logs through the snow. Like Rocky did when he was getting ready to fight the Russian.
But seriously, name me a quarterback.
Right.
A Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts would be the only one.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, famous dad bod.
But usually,
Peyton Manning, famous dad bod. Drew Brees.
We could say Jalen Hurts, not very consistent, So if you're a quarterback, make sure you do not get a six-pack.
I'm gonna say he's different just because of where he grew up. Again, 6'2", 230 pounds, 4'7", 40, 10 1/4 size hands. Oh, okay. Got some mitts on him.
Watching practices, Diego Pavia has been the best quarterback on the national team.
On the national team, yeah.
On the American team, it's kind of a heavyweight battle right now between Nussmeier and Luke Altmaier. Luke Altmaier's impressed me a whole lot. Really great arm talent, really handsy, flips it off the real handsy at the end. Now it's kind of ball's gotten away from him a couple times on some high throws.
Yeah.
Just kind of getting a little too whippy with it. But Nussmeier has done a really nice job so far. He's playing with you could tell in his training, he's playing with a real wide platform, real wide base, and not having to, not striding, which is what we saw his issues this past season.
Yeah.
Trying to change his mechanics, falling backwards a lot, trying to throw, trying to create some sort of torque, use his shoulder, use his arm, use his legs a little bit more because he couldn't use his abs because of the injury. Well, right now, what you see now, the good quarterbacks, when it used to be, you wanted a kind of a narrow shoulder width base and you wanted to stride out to create power. No, it's a wide base right now. We could look at how Drew Brees played, Tom Brady played. All the good wide base, and you're all creating your power from one rotational little circle all around you. You're not striding out anymore. And we see that. He's playing with that wide base. And it also prevents you from going backwards. So it's just another indicator to me that there was certainly some issues that he was working through this season.
The ball looks completely different coming out of his hand.
Alondra posted that picture yesterday of the scoreboard, and it kind of probably pisses LSU fans off a little bit. Of day one, the furthest ball thrown in the air, Nussmeier. The fastest ball thrown, Nussmeier. Yeah. So, kid can still spin it. But certainly, I've been impressed with all the quarterbacks. All six quarterbacks certainly looked the part, deserved to be here. Taylor Green has made some really nice throws. Mechanically, he is a little bit shouldery from a mechanical standpoint. It doesn't have that whip. He's more of a guider, but there's a lot of successful quarterbacks that are like that. He looked a little bit more comfortable under center yesterday.
Yeah.
Just another day. That first day looked like a baby deer on ice a little bit underneath the center. Just so tall. He's 6'6". My God, he's gigantic, but he's very impressive. I could tell you those quarterbacks, that first time they get in a situation where they're throwing the NFL, the Duke, that ball is touched by heaven, for sure. It's beautiful. So they're spinning it. They're all doing well. But Diego Pavia, I have been impressed with him. He does play with a chip on his shoulder, and you got to interview him yesterday as well.
Yeah, and
were you trying to get that?
Yeah, we're trying to see if we can get it to play on here. Dennis, wake up. So you can send that to me.
Mm-hmm. Sure,
just because you're not a morning show guy, Dennis, doesn't mean you can't wake up. Early bird gets a worm. He'd been coached. He'd been coached, to talk to the media. He obviously knew CD and I and played in the SEC, and so I think that made him a little bit more comfortable. So we had a conversation with him. But he still, I asked him, I was like, I know how you play. I know how you are. You got a chip on your shoulder. It's kind of what, you use as motivation. I was like, what do you want to show everybody this week? And he said that I'm the best player in the class. He didn't say best quarterback. He didn't say the best player here. He said the best player in the class. That was the first thing that he said.
Mm-hmm.
So he still believes that he is a starting NFL quarterback that is better than anybody else in this draft class.
And you said it, his delivery is tightened up a little bit, softened.
Yeah, yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. No curse words.
No curse words.
It's the first time I've had Diego on where he didn't curse.
Fantastic.
I had forgotten that we had him at Media Day, I guess it would have been. And, in the first 30 seconds, I'm like, thank God this is Sirius XM and not OTB. But he's, he's been coached, obviously, and you can tell. I don't hate confidence, and he's got the ultimate confidence. And I told him this, I was like, he elevates the play of those around him. And Is that something you've always had? Is that something that just happened at Vanderbilt? Because it seems like everybody around you kind of tries to match your energy. He has that ability. Now, he is 5'9", and he is, let's see, what's it have on here? Because you kept saying 7/8.
7/8, bud.
This was the even lower. It says 5'9.5". So
They rounded down on him?
So I don't know.
That's messed up.
But he's definitely 5'9".
It doesn't, like, if you can make the throws,
I told Katie last night, I said, she's like, well, how tall is he? I'm like, well, he's looking up to me, so.
So there's
I don't know what that tells you. I think she said, oh, no.
He looked like he's looking at you like I was looking at some of those tight ends yesterday when I was asking him our 4 questions at media day.
Yeah, exactly.
Some tall boys.
Yeah, so.
No small boys.
Like, yeah, he's not a tall fella.
But you know what? He's completed more passes over the middle than everybody else, especially down the field, which has been impressive. And the national team, which is the team he is on, their centers have been so late snapping the ball, even more so than the American. And so, like, even in these team situations where, man, there's nothing worse than getting the ball late. And everybody else is moving except for you as a quarterback. You're getting stepped on, come from under center. You haven't really done it much in your career. But he's still, in all that chaotic environment, he's doing the best about still getting his head around, reading the middle of the field. And I've been impressed. He's made more throws over the middle of the field than anybody else.
Will he get drafted in the first?
I don't know if he's got six-pack either, so pretty good.
I don't think so. Will he get drafted in the first 5 rounds?
I just don't know. I feel like there's going to be a run on quarterbacks in the 5th, 6th, 7th round for whatever reason. Maybe it bumps into the 4th. I think he's going to fall in that 4 to 6 range probably, especially if he continues to perform well here, which he's doing. I think he looks like the best competitor, elevating the people around him, making the plays that are there of his team right now at the quarterback position. That's not a slight to anybody else. Everybody's playing well. Just he's made more plays, and looked more comfortable doing it. So yeah, I think there's a chance, but I think that 5th plus or minus 1 round is probably a good spot.
Do you like my comp for his career, Gardner Minshew? Not ever like, hey, we're moving forward with Gardner Minshew, but starter ability. If our guy goes down, we still feel good about where we can get to. Going to play a long time in the NFL. When he comes in, he's got this confidence about him where it's not having to be a vanilla game plan. I feel like he can have – and again, Gardner Minshew's had a nice career. He started plenty of games in the NFL. He's had some success. Still going. Like he's going to play for more years.
And there's a lot of quarterbacks that kind of fit that mold, that career path. The one thing that all those guys do have is – being like the epitome of a team player.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he settles for – I don't know if his mindset, how he's going to handle not being the guy, right?
Right.
Like publicly.
Like
and
somebody like –
those are the questions that people are trying to get answered now. Now, it might be great, but like he didn't handle coming in second to the Heisman very well. Right?
I would say poor to quite poor.
Yeah. So it's just those are the questions, and you can tell that he's got a team around him. He's softened his messaging a lot, but you can say like that. You were saying like he softened his messaging, but he still had to get that little Diegoism in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Because somebody that I know, he said multiple times that he's a big fan of, Johnny Manziel, and he just went on a podcast with him, and they're friends, they're buds. Johnny Manziel was never a backup. And Johnny Manziel had a chance in Cleveland. It was over. That was it. And Johnny Manziel had kind of that same streak of confidence and, believing he was the best. And to your point, and you've been in this role, when you're not the guy, you've got to be the ultimate teammate. You had to be Aaron Rodgers' eyes and ears on the sideline, right? When he came off.
You still have a job to do.
Yeah.
And it's not the job you want to be doing.
Right, but you still have a role on the team. It's when we ask you to play, you got to go, and you certainly did that and played well anytime you had to come in. But also, when Aaron Rodgers came off to the sideline, hey, Matt, what'd you see? You got to give him the best information and not trying to, take his job at every moment. If it happened and it presented itself, you go play. But
you got to steal signals.
You do. Like, you do have to do things to help the team win. And to your point, I don't know if that is something that would intrigue a Diego Pavia.
But we don't know.
We don't.
Yeah, we don't. We'll find out. Those are the questions, though, that I'm sure scouts are coming in this week and trying to get answered. So But he certainly has done everything on the field this week so far to garner the respect, certainly the confidence, and confidence of someone to at least taking the drive. Like, he can do it. If he's throwing passes over the middle with this offensive line, center snap of the ball late, those all show me that he is okay making those throws, that the height should not be a concern.
Yeah. All right, we will step away. We've got more OTB coming your way. We still got our guy, Chef Michael Johnson, set to join us to answer all your Munchie questions in hour number 3. We'll continue breaking down the Senior Bowl. And, of course, our coverage brought to you by First American Bank and Trust. FABT.com is the website, so go see our friends over at First American Bank and Trust. We've got more coming your way live from Mobile, Alabama.
Off the bench.
To Bally's of Baton Rouge Casino and Hotel. Bally's, the brand new star of downtown Baton Rouge. It is completely new, sure. The building is technically still the same, but that's it. Everything inside got an upgrade. It got Beyonce'd, if you will. Every hotel room got an upgrade. The casino floor, 5 new restaurants, bowling alley, DraftKings Sportsbook. You will be blown away with what you see from the brand new Bally's of Baton Rouge Casino and Hotel. So staycation, after work, maybe you're coming to watch the Tigers play, women's basketball, baseball coming up, and you need a place to stay. There's only one place to stay in Baton Rouge, and that is Bally's.
That's right, Bally's. If you're ready to roll, if you're looking for just a fun night, or maybe you're coming into town looking to look for an incredible place to stay, well, it's Bally's of Baton Rouge. It's not even an upgrade. It is a brand new facility, 25,000 square feet, game, and a huge DraftKings Sportsbook. Amazing restaurants, beautiful hotel. Go check them out. That is the spot. Go have some fun, Baton Rouge. Bally's of Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn. Live from the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl in Mobile. Presented by First American Bank and Trust.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Panini Senior Bowl. And, of course, our coverage brought to you by First American Bank and Trust. We got some gifts here. Oh, let me turn you up. Sorry. You were having a conversation with the Green Bay Packer guy, and I was trying to let you do it, so I was going to come back. But every year we get a little love, we get a little sauce here. Shout out. But this year we got new name tags on our sauce that we get brought to us from one of our loyal LSU fans here living in the Mobile area. Mine says Cannonball Head JH. Love that.
Mine says Man Bun.
Alondra got hers on there. Cannonball Head. I love that. For T-Bob, number 2, Bryce Underwood, A-Bear. You got an empty Diet Coke bottle here because you gave love to Michigan and Bryce Underwood, T. So that's what you get. No sauce for you, T-Bob.
Yep. There's a little bit of Diet Coke left in that thing, too.
Yeah, and that's just to throw at him.
Mm-hmm. That's the backwash.
So, hey, I did make a comment about never cheering for the defense. If my guy Blake Baker is listening, Blake, always cheer for your defense, obviously, just not anybody else's defense.
Yeah, go Tigers.
Yeah.
But, I mean, outside of LSU's
outside of Blake's defense,
defense are the worst.
Yeah, I tell my guy Bobby Carpenter all the time.
Just people that weren't smart enough to play on offense.
Which gap do I go, Coach? No, don't go in this gap or that gap.
Yeah.
See ball, hit ball.
Which kind of brings up the question, how did Scatterboo get on offense?
That's a great question. That's a great question. He feels like a Mike linebacker.
Yep.
An old school, like, Sam linebacker who would just, like, play in an under defense and just tilt and just wait for somebody to come hit him.
Yep. He's a guy on the SWAT teams. That's the doorbuster.
He's a juggernaut from X-Men.
Cam, wait till we get I don't even know what it's called.
The battering ram.
The battering ram. No, I got it. Put my bike helmet on.
Oh, man.
Anyway, can't wait to try this sauce.
Who you talking to from the package there, buddy? Guy from you were there?
Scout.
Yeah, I had a chance to see the scout that actually was like fought for me probably the hardest for the Chargers to draft me, still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, y'all, like, I know, like, it's a profession, so yeah, but it's like, you're a lifer.
All the scouts that were in Green Bay that were, like I told you, there's everybody that gets drafted, they got guys that fight for them. All the guys that drafted me ended up being GMs, different places. John Snyder, a longtime GM with the Seahawks, was one of them. Reggie McNeil was with the Raiders.
Yeah.
John Eric, who's now the GM with the Packers. I saw Elliott Wolf, who's with the Patriots the other day.
Yeah.
The guy that was fought for me in the 7th round. I'm for whatever reason, I'm blanking on his name right now. He was the GM for the Chiefs for a long time.
Man, you can't even think of the guy that fought for you.
I think it was for the Browns. I know. I remember them telling me. Fought for me. Said it was a foxhole guy.
Must have meant a lot to you.
It does. Absolutely.
Speaking of, you said the Browns there. The new head coach for the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
Somebody that we know very well.
Mm-hmm.
Former LSU receiver coach Todd Monken.
Monk.
That was a long time ago, but Monk left us to go to the NFL.
You think he remembers being at LSU? Long time ago.
Yeah. So when he was at Georgia, I had a chance to talk to him a bunch, and yeah, for sure. He recruited me at Oklahoma State. He came with Les to LSU, was there for 2 years. He went to the NFL from us. He was always an NFL guy. He's tried to come back to college. He was a head coach at Southern Miss and tried a couple of different times. He came back to Georgia and had success. He was a coordinator during all those championship runs, but he always finds his way back to the National Football League. He was the Baltimore Ravens offensive coordinator, but now he is the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. So, man, I got a lot of love for my guy Monk. That is the hardest job maybe in all of sports, is the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. I'm wishing him nothing but the best, but it is an uphill battle, to say an uphill battle in like 5 inches of snow that has a 5-inch layer of ice underneath that.
Yep. They call it hard rock mining. There being the head coach for the Browns, and a lot of the positions that are to be filled. I think there's only 2 availabilities left in the NFL, the head coaching job. That is the Cardinals and the Raiders, and 2 positions that, you're probably taking that job if it's always been your dream to be an NFL head coach, and you'll take anything. But my God, the divisions that each one of those teams is going to jump into. Can you imagine if you're the Cardinals and jumping in a division with the Seahawks and the Rams and the Niners and then the Raiders jumping in with the Broncos and the Chiefs aren't going to be down for long. Chargers, those
basically
are
3 playoff teams.
Basically 3 playoff teams on each in those divisions. So probably the last 2 most desirable, of course, the Raiders probably a little bit more because they do have the first overall pick. I know they're completing some second interviews with guys right now, but those are the 2 jobs left. Todd Monken to the Browns, which is actually, if you're looking at it, divisionally, probably not too terrible. You don't have any juggernauts as of right now.
Ravens starting over at head coach. The Bengals should have started over at head coach. The Steelers starting over at head coach. So, yeah, to your point.
And speaking of, I know we're about to go to break, but that press conference with Mike McCarthy with the Steelers was awesome.
Yeah. Let's we can hit on that. We can hit on that because obviously you'll be able to give great insight on him and what Pittsburgh means to him and why he got emotional as he did in that press conference when he was announced the head coach for the Steelers. We'll take a break. More OTB here live from the Panini Senior Bowl.
Off the bench.
All right, listen, whether it's a big Saturday slate, a Saints Sunday, or you're just posted up watching ball all night long, there's one beer that plays every snap, and of course that is Dos Equis. Crisp, smooth, easy to drink Dos Equis doesn't wear you down by halftime. It stays light, refreshing, and ready for the fourth quarter. From kickoff to the final whistle, grilling outside or watching with the crew, Dos Equis is always the right call. So next time you're loading the cooler, don't overthink it. Grab a Dos Equis because the most interesting sports day deserves the most interesting beer.
You also, how about the most interesting man in the world? I think he's back, right? Did I see that recently?
I don't know. I've always said that was Charlie Whitehurst.
Well, no, it's the Dos Equis guy. Stay thirsty, my friends. You know what? South Louisiana. Okay, let's not lie to ourselves. We like to drink some beer. We like to have a little adult beverage, and if you're going to do it, make sure you do it responsibly. But if you're going to do it with the best, and that is Dos Equis, that delicious, ice-cold Mexican lager. The Amber Especial, Lager Especial, they got all the different options. Make sure you go to the store, stock up, stock the fridge, stock the cooler, whatever it is. If you're hosting somebody this week, this weekend, whatever it is, drink Dos Equis.
Now, back to Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, live from the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl in Mobile, presented by First American Bank and Trust.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Panini Senior Bowl. Remind you about our friends over at Gulf Coast Office Products. If your office tech is acting up, slowing everybody down, that's a problem, and that's where GCOP steps in. From copiers and printers to managed IT services and workflow solutions, GCOP helps businesses operate cleaner, faster, and more efficient. They're local, they respond quickly, and they don't sell your stuff you don't need. Trying to always get you to buy the new product. No, they have the products for you. They're going to make sure you have the right product, not always trying to upsell you on something you don't need. Only what you have to move your business in the right direction. Visit GCOPnet.com. That's Gulf Coast Office Products, office technology that actually works. All right, we've got a minute here left before we get to hour number 3. We'll have Chef Michael Johnson in hour number 3. Looking forward to going out there. One more day of Senior Bowl practice a little bit later on. I know Matthew's got a big flag football championship game. Let's go, Huck.
Let's go.
To get to a little bit later on. Were we the Bengals this year?
Or the Bengals. Oh,
Bengals?
Yeah, so elite training facility, training academy. They we got the big Super Bowl tonight. Not a big deal. It is a big deal, actually.
I was about to say, it's a huge deal. I hope Huck wasn't listening to that. My gosh. It feels a little bit lighter. It's my hot box.
Yeah, well,
you know
it goes quick when it's perfect hydration.
Because Christopher Paul Doring took about 5 of them.
That son of a gun.
If anybody needs to be hydrated, it's Chris Doring.
Did he leave a tip?
No.
Okay.
But I did get on to him. He said Pedialyte in an interview yesterday.
Oh, my
I said,
God.
We don't say that. We don't say the P word.
Wow, that stuff tastes terrible.
Exactly.
Drink My High.
DrinkMyHigh.com. Hour 3 coming your way.
Off the Bench.
All right, listen, I know the weather's a little bit cold, and I know maybe it doesn't feel like it, but it is baseball, softball season. We are in the swing of things, okay? Hey. So if you need a new bat, if you need a new glove, a helmet, a belt, a cleat, whatever, maybe 2 cleats, maybe we need to make that plural. You go to see our friends over at MarucciSports.com. And if you're in Louisiana, they've got multiple locations where you can go take some hacks at the hitter's house. And if you're trying to figure out which bat you want, the cool thing about it is they're going to let you test out the bat in the cage because, look, you're making that investment. You want to take your game to the next level. You need to have it. You need to see what it can do for you. Another cool thing they do over at Marucci also, if you want to trade in an old Marucci bat to get a discount on your new Marucci bat, they do that as well. So go check them out. Again, in Baton Rouge, right off of Segan is the headquarters, the hitter's house right there, and also online at MarucciSports.com.
At Arizona State University, we made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu. At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.